my God. Did you hear? Shh. Allegedly.
So I just wanted to say I was trying to find something to put on my lips, and this was when I used to subscribe to a makeup box, and they give me the Too Faced lip injection, which I don't need any more plumper. But you know what the name of this is?
Creamsicle.
Well, creamsicle tickle. That just sounds naughty. I was like, that's right on my creamsicle tickle. Okay.
That does sound naughty. I have this new lipstick I'm obsessed. Oh, you can't see because it's blur. It's Elf.
Oh, I love Elf.
It's a knockoff of that one everybody really likes, Dirty Talk.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
That could be an after dark podcast. This one is too early in the afternoon for Dirty Talk.
It's never too early in the afternoon for Dirty Talk between Ashlyn and Allyn.
It's true. Anything goes.
Hi, and welcome to our new podcast, Allegedly Allyn and Ash. I am Allyn Aston, and
Hi, I'm Ash.
Hello, and welcome to our brand new podcast, which has been a long time coming. We've been talking about this for 4 months.
Yes, and I feel like I've aged a decade, but that's okay. You finally got your shit together. I finally got my shit together. Maybe, allegedly. So,
we never have our shit together. Please don't mislead the audience this quickly.
A lot of you may know us from TikTok, but if you don't, we want to give you a quick little backstory. A little over a year ago, me and Allyn met over TikTok through a mutual friend. I, Detective Heather. I love Heather. La la la.
Shout out, girl.
Anyway, we started talking mutually about the mystery surrounding Britney Spears on our Instagram, but that just grew into like a deep delve friendship that somebody Al and I talk to every day. We notice we have like this dynamic of talking back and forth. We like to talk about pop culture. We also like to talk about a lot of other things. We thought, why not bring our sass and your logistics? I call you logical because you are like a logical thinker, and I'm like the one, but maybe that's like I teeter-totter on conspiracy. You give me more of a logical explanation. We meet in the middle. We disagree a lot, but we never get mad at each other, which is fucking great.
It's beautiful. More people should try that. It's really, it makes the world go round.
So we're going to get into our first topic today. And sometimes we may talk about multiple things, but today we kind of wanted to focus on our lovely
Amanda Bynes. She's on a lot of people's minds right now because she just resurfaced after sort of taking a hiatus from the public eye for a while. She launched a podcast. She canceled the podcast, but we are seeing her again, and it's very exciting. And just me personally, I fucking love Amanda Bynes. I've loved her since I was a child. I will always love her. And I have to say, like, She's the Man is one of my favorite movies ever. I know it's a trash movie. I love it. I don't care. It's beautiful.
That is epic fucking gold, and I'm gonna watch that tonight, just so you know, because I feel like we need a lot of humor and love and laughter in our lives, because we're not getting a lot of that right now. We just need to bring it back up. Yo. Okay. Well, we can get into it.
You and I both, I think, have quite an attachment to Amanda Bynes and an affinity for her. And just, there's a lot going on with her lately. So I think it's a great time to talk about it.
Well, we've grown up with her too. She's 37.
Yeah.
I'm 36.
I'm turning 36.
So we're right there. We've watched her ever since forever.
Yeah.
So she just got terminated from the conservatorship. She was in a conservatorship. Her mom placed her in one back in 2013. And it was her mom that filed. It wasn't her parents and her dad. It was just her mother that filed for like the conservatorship of her and the estate.
Lynn. Another Lynn.
Oh,
yes,
Jesus.
It's Lynn Bynes. I swear to God, they're all called Lynn.
But
Lynn Spears, Lynn Bynes, Lynn Timberlake.
Britney's mom. Oh, yeah, that's true. Unlike Britney Spears' mother, I think Amanda Bynes' mom had like the best intentions for her. Even when that conservatorship was put in place, she's like, I still want you to live your life as freely as you can. She was, making her own choices and things. She just needed a little help. But I looked back at all the things that happened back in 2012, 2013, before they tried to take action, because remember, she had started a fire in her neighbor's driveway.
Yes, I do remember that. And apparently she was saying that maybe her dog had been involved in the fire too and was harmed, but I never heard confirmation on whether that turned out to be true.
It's just, the series of events between 2012 and 2013, they were back to back to back. I don't know exactly what happened. Like she just was going through things, a psychotic breakdown. But I mean, looking back and seeing it all together, like I'm looking at this now, hit and run, DUIs, drugs, throwing a bong out of her apartment, could have hit someone, charged for reckless endangerment. The crazy ass tweets that she was doing.
I want Drake to murder my vagina.
Yeah. She even talked.
That I'm sorry, I'm not trying to laugh at her. No, I'm laughing with her because I think it's funny. It's not funny in a like making fun of her way. That's just a hilarious thing to say.
Yeah, I just think all that got to her. She was doing, I think it gets to everyone. And if you don't have a good family or good people around you, it could have possibly got worse for her. But no. in February of 2022, Miss Amanda, she went to the judge and she said, I'm ready to, be on my own. And he agreed with that. It wasn't even a month later that he's like, okay, Amanda, you're good to go.
Do you know that hearing only took 5 minutes to terminate? They went to the hearing where she said, I want to terminate this. 5-minute hearing. Yep. Done. Out.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Britney Spears has been going in and out of court begging for years. Like it's crazy how different their situations were.
I know she made a lot of money, Amanda did, when she was doing all her shows and her movies and everything. So she had a sizable amount. I don't know the exact amount, but her mother wanted to protect that for her.
Yeah, it didn't seem like they skimmed off the top of her money. No, like Jamie not at all.
Yeah, so that's just kind of upsets me a little bit because you look at Britney and they're you can compare them, but you can't because no one let her know that she could do this and she was unaware. And it's just, I mean, Amanda Bynes and Britney Spears are not in the same category. One's an actress, one is a mega, pop star or whatever. But the vast difference, how easy it was for you to say, I think I'm ready to go and be on my own. And then they're like, okay, but this one's fighting and they're still, I mean, termination of the conservatorships now back in 2021 for it, but it still doesn't feel like that to me.
Right. Their situations are really different, but at the same time, they're not that different. I mean, they are, don't get me wrong, but they're both children performers that got exploited by people who knew better and could have guided them. They got exploited by whether Amanda's parents are the same as Britney's parents is not what I'm trying to discuss. But like when you enter your child into the situation that Amanda was entered to as a child performer with Dan Schneider, who now we know is a pedophile, allegedly with Allyn and Ash, allegedly a pedophile, according to online news sources that you can go Google for yourself, that I didn't invent that rumor, just, FYI. But like they had, people knew, people were talking. I'm not saying Amanda's parents knew, but like the secrets are only a little bit secret. You know what I'm saying? Like there had to have been red flags. They left her at a party at his house, a pool party at his house at night while she was trying to get emancipated from them. And like he was the one sitting there trying to convince her to emancipate. So I'm just saying there were red flags, and people who put their children into these situations, it is their duty to protect them.
Totally agree. But I was glancing over her history, and she still had a little bit of trying times while she was in the conservatorship, which is of course going to happen, So in 2019, after she had done this interview for Paper Magazine and it kind of brought her back into the spotlight and things, she felt like overwhelmed and stuff because she was getting active on social media again. And then she took a step back and then she went to go seek additional help. And then remember in 2022 in March when she was, when it was terminated. So the big story was that she was walking around the streets completely naked. I still didn't see any photographic evidence of that. I don't know if it was
there were pictures, but it didn't even look like her.
I don't even think I even saw the pictures.
Yeah, you did. You and I talked about it because it looked more like Britney Spears than it did like Amanda. Do you remember?
Yeah. And this is after that she was let out of the conservatorship. So, but you know what makes me proud is after all this, she went herself and she sought help. She asked for help. She went out
Yeah.
and went to treatment. Then it happened again not too long after that. Remember when the
Yes. Was that the time period where she was walking around with the random people in downtown LA at night and they were like sharing TikToks of her and they were like, look who I ran into?
I think
Is
that was before she even was roaming the streets, but it was not soon after that she was found there, and she walked up to somebody in the car and said, I
so
need
I
some
need
help.
help. Yeah,
And then
which
there
good for
was
her.
yeah, and then there was another one where the police thought that she was a danger to herself, so they put her in handcuffs, and then she checked herself in again. So we got this new fresh Amanda, and the judgmental people out there are like, that's not the Amanda I know. Would you be the same Amanda after going through, what are you expecting? What I'm happy about,
Yeah.
Allyn, is she's sharing pictures, she's talking to us, she's sharing her days shopping and telling us what she's liking to do, what she wants to do. It makes me real happy to see her out and about and being with different friends and different people and not secluded and holed up somewhere, which
I do. Yeah, I do. I'm like, don't get me started. Don't get us started on. Here's the thing: never get us started on Britney Spears. We won't stop. But yeah, no, I agree. But there's a lot of. I've seen both. I've seen a lot of just outright support for her and saying we're so happy to see you again because we didn't hear from her for a long time. Like she kind of just stepped way back, like you said. She came back. She announced a podcast that she was doing with Paul. What's his last name? Zemensky, and nobody knew who the fuck that was. We were like, "Who is Paul Zemensky?"
Yeah, she was real excited about that, and that was her first big thing. It was on December 8th that she put that out.
Yeah, and they did one episode, and then some people went viral on TikTok saying this guy murdered my dog, and he's psycho, and he's not really a doctor. Just all this other stuff, which I just want to be clear. I don't know what the truth is on any of those rumors. I'm not claiming them to be true. They're just allegedly. But just allegedly. But then she canceled it, right?
Yeah. And then she said she was going to go and do it again. Then she changed her mind and said, I just think I want to focus on doing my nails. She wants to get her degree or whatever in nails. She wants to do nails. She wants to be a manicurist. That's fine. She also graduated from the Design Fashion Institute in 2019 because at one point she wanted to design clothes.
Yeah, she wanted to do that since she was little. There's an interview of her with Jimmy Kimmel when she was, I don't know how old, but very young, like during her Amanda Show days. And she was like showing him her pictures and was like, yeah, I want to be a fashion designer. And she was saying the name she wanted it to be. That was a dream of hers. So.
And I hope she does exactly what she wants to do. I don't think she was, I don't think she was expecting that podcast to pop off like it did, because it gained a lot of traction because people were excited to have her come back out. And about those allegations from her friend, that came from one person on TikTok, and that person blew up. And then there were multiple other verified creators reaching out and asking that person, do you have any proof? Do you have any of this? And then that girl went private, the one who posted all that stuff.
Did she?
She did. She's public again, but she wouldn't answer or provide any proof to her claim. So all of that blew up. And I think after so long, in my opinion, Amanda knows who she's talking to, what she's doing, and can decide for herself what's right and wrong with her, especially after she has checked herself in so many times to get help and stuff. She can recognize the difference of people trying to use you. And then now she's sharing things. She's around a bunch of different people. She just traveled to Mammoth Lakes, California.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't see that.
I've been following her Instagram. She spent the Christmas there, and she was at the Mammoth Brewing Company.
Oh,
she was packing to go. She spent time with a bunch of people. She's smiling.
Good.
I've been following her Instagram, just, oh, cool. Just sharing like a normal person would share, and that's great. Nothing out of the ordinary now. It's wonderful.
Yeah. I just feel really bad for her that happened with the podcast just so quickly. It came crashing down. It was like everybody was so excited and happy. It was like a raging success. And then that one story came out and she was like, yeah, we're shutting it down. We can't get the type of guests that we want to have. And she was listing like Jack Harlow and people like
Jack
that.
Harlow, Post Malone, and Drake. I mean, Drake. You're not going to get that when you first start out, even of who you are. It's going to take some time. Do you know how many people watch it? I don't even remember. It was like in the hundreds of thousands that watched that. And a lot of people said, well, not that her friend's fine, but they like the friend took over the show. It was more like her. She had these like pre-selected questions. She was kind of almost like the second chair, even though it was the Amanda and Paul podcast. Okay, listen, this girl could interview anybody and we would watch. She also specifically said she wasn't going to talk about her mental health struggles on the podcast or anything like that, which is fine.
Yeah,
You know what
totally.
I mean? Fine. But I think she could run a podcast all by herself, do that, and go back to do the nails that she wants. You can do it all. Don't sell yourself short. I hope she sees the supportive comments that people are leaving her, because
Yeah,
I'm
there's
like,
a lot of
girl,
them too.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, I've also seen, the other side of that, and people want to criticize her, especially, it's she's got the face tattoo, and I think a lot of people have comments on that. And the fact that, the Amanda that we grew up with, this is a different Amanda. You just need to accept it. That's how I feel about Britney Spears at this point too. I'm like, this is not the same
Sometimes I
person
do as
anymore.
well.
We just have to accept that like trauma has changed them, and love this new version of them. We can still appreciate what they gave us, but the Amanda back in the day, she was bubbly. She was a natural comedian. She was basically
Oh,
like a mini
yes.
little Lucille Ball. And so that's a lot to put up next to the Amanda now, who is much more reserved.
Very.
She's pretty monotoned with the way that she speaks, which is very opposite of the, whoa, it's Amanda. Ask
Yes.
Ashley. Like, we're just not used to this form of Amanda, but this form of Amanda is valid. And this form of
Yes.
Amanda is lovable and valuable. So I hope she learns and knows that.
Oh, we could totally do an episode about Britney, just about that, because I do believe she's not the same person that she was. It's the quietness and the silence that makes me uneasy, because we've got Amanda out here sharing whatever she wants, just random pictures and things. But what we don't get from Britney's posts, and what she chooses to share, if she's sharing her stuff, we
Yeah.
don't get those random posts like I thought she would when she said she's ready to have a voice again. I'm not asking you to talk about what happened to you, but it's just the way the videos are presented. It's eerie to me. But then you've got Amanda, like I said, sharing her day. That's her choice. You know what I mean? Brittany doesn't have to share. I'm just saying that's what is different for me in these scenarios. Amanda's out here sharing. Maybe she's still struggling and stuff, but she's close up talking to the camera, and people are judging both of them either way. You post or you speak or you don't speak. We're judging you either way because you're putting it out there. So why not just talk to us? Why not just say, hey, I'm at the mall, I'm getting a jacket, this is cool? Because I'd feel much less concerned if I just felt like she was doing everyday normal things like Amanda is.
Yeah, I mean,
Does that make sense?
that's a mystery. I don't know. I have guesses as to why it could be, why she doesn't, why she won't, but I don't know. I don't know any more than any other person knows, other than Brittany. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's
Yep.
the only one who really, really knows what's going on. But I do think the world kind of treats these two women pretty similarly, but also different, because, I would say, looking at Amanda Bynes right now, and this is not a criticism, I would just say she looks really different than she used to look.
Oh yeah.
Right? She just does. And a lot of people say the same of Britney, but I have never seen anybody say that's not actually Amanda Bynes. This is a stand-in. This is an imposter. This is fake. She's been put away, and they've put this fake Amanda out. I've never seen anyone say that, even though I would say Amanda looks more different than the original Amanda does to me than the new Britney does, if that makes sense.
But you know what? I can totally tell it's still Amanda. That's the thing. You're right. I don't question it.
Yeah.
You've got clear, concise videos of her posting of her own free will. You've got her out and about with different people besides the same circle that Brittany's surrounded with. The same people, same bodyguards, same manager, everything. That's what you don't see. That's what's scary. There's too many right now picking up things that aren't making sense. You talk about the uncanny valley a lot, the things that aren't making sense. It can't be, it's not just one person, it's thousands of people thinking the same, maybe even more than thousands, hundreds of thousands.
Who knows?
Amanda, I know that's Amanda. I know that's her out and about, her voice, everything. There's nothing that makes me think that's not her. No, it's totally 100% her. She did say she got surgery under her eyes to remove the flaps under her eyes. Forget
I
what the
didn't know that.
surgery was called. Yeah, she's like, guys, the reason why I look so different is because I chose to get this blast something or other. And she's like, it's the best thing I ever did. I did it for me. And she's like, if you guys were talking about my look, she literally just made a video and addressed it. It
Oh,
was great.
wow.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hard because I mean, it seems to me that Amanda's really straightforward about everything and
Mm-hmm.
just kind of, even though I would still say she's very reserved and like
Oh,
holds a lot
yes.
to herself. She's not like putting everything out there all the time, but she's still present and you can feel her presence.
Well, she's, like I said, she's been through treatment and stuff. So she's very, thinks about what she says when she puts it out there, whether she's talking on camera or whether she put out a statement. Like she put out a statement about her and her friend Paul
Hmm.
about the podcast thing. I don't appreciate you going after my friend, that he's very dear to me, et cetera, very well thought out. And I don't bat an eye that she wrote that statement, because she also talks to you basically face to face on her camera as well. And all I want for her is the best for her. Like I want to see her thrive in whatever. And she's basically fresh and new out of the public again, and she's only 37. So who knows what she wants to, who knows where this is going to take her. But I
Yeah,
think she's grown. She's
definitely.
knows how to recognize if something's going on, which a lot of us sometimes ignore. She's got her parents, they're on her side. Her mother.
Yeah, and
She's
it's
got a good,
interesting that she's still really on good terms with them, even though they put her in that conservatorship. Because, while their conservatorship was different, obviously, between hers and Britney Spears's, I mean, I've still seen, the clips of her saying that she would never speak to her father again, like way
yeah.
back years and years ago when this was first
Mm-hmm.
like going down. I'll never speak to him again. I hate him, etc. But that doesn't seem to be the case. They seem to be on publicly good terms and hopefully privately good terms as well.
she she there was some time she said some things about her father
Hmm.
that she had come out later and said this wasn't true. I was just not in the right. She literally said she wasn't in the right state of mind when she said some pretty allegationy things about her dad. And they both, the father and the mother, of course, adamantly denied it. But then what made it solidified that that wasn't the truth is she came out later and she said, this is, I was going through some stuff, I was just saying things. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, good on her for addressing it head on and just letting everybody
Mm-hmm.
know what her truth is. I really respect that. I respect Amanda a lot, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, sure, she's, had her hard times and made her mistakes, but like, I really think she's grown into an adult who has owned all of it and just really hunkered down and focused on growth in a way that is really refreshing.
I'm kind of loving her style too. When she's been out shopping, I'm loving the shoes she's picking out, the outfits she's putting together. I I don't care what she does. She's just sharing things. Like if she's going to do her nails, I want to see what she does. I just want to be supportive. She doesn't have to be acting. She doesn't have to be podcasting. But let's face it, I'd love for her to do another one just by herself though, because I'm greedy. I want her all to myself. I don't need a co-host.
Well,
Not on this.
yeah, I don't need you, Allyn. So,
No, she could do the podcast all by herself and interview whoever the fuck she
yeah.
wants to interview.
Well, you know what though? She could. She's capable of it, but she just might not be comfortable with it. And like we got to
Yep.
respect that too. If she if she really respects like having the comfort of a co-host to help guide her in the moments
Yes.
that she needs it, like just having support around her, feeling like you're in a womb of comfort, that's really important to make your best work. So, I don't have a problem with, her having a co-host or anything,
Or
though.
having new co-hosts every time.
Sure. I just wish that there was a little more of her in her podcast than there was in the one that she put out. Like I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it was mostly the other guy.
Yes.
But that could have just been nerves that would have been worked out over time if that one TikToker hadn't come out and like ruined the whole thing.
Ruined everything. I feel like that creator that said all that just did it to, you know, do it. Cause a
Yeah.
big old storm for no reason with no proof to back it up.
No, I think, there's that one really big creator. What is his name? Like ML Bear or something?
Oh, yeah. I know who
Yeah,
you're
you know who I'm
talking
talking
about.
about? He's great.
Yes.
He exposes
Oh,
predators,
yes.
a lot of the types of predators that would have gone for Amanda Bynes, that kind of person.
That's who I was talking
Yes.
about who didn't respond to him when he asked for,
But
receipts and proof.
he was able to confirm that Paul and that girl did know each other and had a prior relationship. And he was able to confirm a couple of small things. He was not able to confirm her really, really the worst claims, but they did know each other. And obviously there's some kind of vendetta there. There's some kind of issue between the two of them. I don't know who's right or wrong in it, but like clearly she wanted to blow his life up because she was very mad.
Yeah, should have thought about that one before you did all that.
But like in trying to take this guy down, she fucking shot Amanda down too. Like very not feminist of you to shoot our girl down while she's trying to do her thing. Like there was a better way to deal with that and to handle it.
Yeah, but she had to associate a big name to make her big claim. That's why she did what she did and how she said it. Because had she just went on a platform and just said, this guy here, Paul Zeminski, da-da-da-da-da, to be like, who? But you bring Amanda into it right after they do the podcast, that's going to cause some names because she was trending that week because she did the podcast. She just came out of her shell. And that just feels like a big old stab in the back to Amanda, who didn't do diddly shit. And you took her down with you. And she said, in my opinion, I've already talked about this on my some of my content, but she said she didn't want to do it anymore because she couldn't get big names. I think it's because of all the negative attention that was getting because of those accusations that weren't even about her. They're about her friend.
Yeah.
All that.
I absolutely think that was why they really shut it down, not because of the guests. Like, come on. It was obviously the other thing. And that's fine if she didn't want to address that and give more fire to those rumors. That makes sense to me. But that girl absolutely tanked her project. And that really pissed me off because, I mean, we were all so excited to see Amanda back and seemingly thriving and like doing something she was excited about and putting her passion into. And for it to just go away so quickly is really disheartening.
I'm just crossing my fingers that she doesn't like go back in a shell and she does good mentally and strong and just want to watch her because I don't want her to like to disappear again. This is, you know what? Just because we're in our late 30s doesn't mean we're not still in our prime. We got lots of prime time left.
Late 30s is the new early 20s.
Yes, I am ready. My kids are almost grown up and I'm ready to like see and travel and you know, do everything I couldn't do. Love my children. But I'm ready to go explore. One's almost 18. The other one, she's ready to work and take care of herself. But I'm ready. It's prime time, girl.
Yeah, I mean, you can find your success at any age, you know. There's plenty of people who didn't find their big success until their late 30s, early 40s. You know, I think Oprah Winfrey was kind of a late bloomer. She wasn't discovered until later. Sia, she was, you know, doing stuff for a long time, but she wasn't really fully successful until her 40s. So there's hope.
There is, and just do things that you love and be. I hate this, like, authentic though, but like just do things that you love. If you do things that you love, good things will happen. You can't, what's that word too? You can't do anything if you don't fail, like you gotta try, you know what I mean? Or some shit like that. Like you just gotta, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself up and try again.
You can dust it off and try again.
Been a long time. Should have left you.
Why do we always end up in song?
Because it's just how we are.
The amount of voice notes that I get from you where you're just singing made up songs at me is like a lot and also joyful.
Yeah, and my little mini poems.
Yeah.
The little poems and song lyrics and everything. Yeah. Gotta do that. Gotta keep life chipper through all the
bullshit.
Bullshiggity. I like to say bullshiggity.
Yeah, bullshiggity. Speaking of bullshit, I just want to like clarify to anybody who has made it this far into our podcast. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming and listening to our unhinged rants. This is kind of what you can expect from us, just really candid conversations about topics that are interesting to us or feel relevant in the time. But like we're trying this out with TikTok censoring us constantly. Like we couldn't say Drake murder my vagina on TikTok. You know what I'm
Or
saying? Like,
pedophilia.
no, or Dan Schneider or Jeffrey.
No.
Like nothing. You can't fucking say anything over there. And we just feel like we wanted a space to come where we could be a little bit more unfiltered and raw with you guys and just more conversational, less produced.
Which will come more with time, I feel like, because this is our first one. But like, I do feel like we're going to be able to let loose and not always have to have that worry behind our back about, you can't say this. Oh, you're canceled for 10 weeks. You can't go live. Like, I'm just so done with that shit.
I am too. I'm over it. I hope that this becomes an avenue where we can really express ourselves openly and find our crew that wants to roll with us and share opinions. And yeah, I think I really enjoyed having this conversation about Amanda Bynes with you. I probably could talk about it all day, but nobody wants to listen to us talk all day.
No, that's why we need to keep it short and sweet, but maybe not sweet all the time. But I think small conversations for car rides and things around the house and just something in the side while you're like doing something else is wonderful, because I'll find myself listening to shit or have videos play in the background. That's great. There's going to be times when people are going to find something and they don't want to hear what we have to talk about. That's okay. You can tune in next week. And maybe we're going to talk
off.
about...
No, just kidding. Tune in or fuck off.
That should be our... Tune in or fuck off.
Allegedly.
Creamsicle tickle. You know, it has this like tingly sensation when you put it on, this lip gloss. It does.
It looks like sexy, girl.
Anus. No, it looks like a prolapsed anus.
Oh, thank God this is also going to be available on video on YouTube so people could really take a look at your prolapsed anus.
Yes, I'm so excited about that. Just to give them a little sneaky peekaroo.
A sneaky peek of my prolapsed anus. All right, let's wrap it up here.
Rapping.
Wrap it before you tap it. No, okay, I'm just kidding.
Always. This is sponsored by Magnum. Don't forget to wrap it or tap it. Or wrap before you tap.